Hey, what's going on, internet? It's Khalif here for Synergy Source. This is my blogging project where I like to talk about spirituality, philosophies, things of that sort. I'm kind of tired today, and this is one of those days where my quote-unquote inner bitch has got me feeling like I don't want to do anything, so I'm just gonna skip the intro and get straight to talking about the quote and try to minimize the amount of editing I have to do and really just power through this one. Okay, so yeah, today's quote is from January 19, 2021, and today we've got: a certain amount of opposition is a great help to a man. Kites rise against, not with, the wind. Yeah, this is a good quote. It's like one of these. It's a Jordan Peterson-esque quote talking about, it's about struggles necessary for a person. It reminds me of two things. One quote that my old roommate told me once when I was going through a hard time was tough. What is it? Something about like easy sailing never made the skilled sailor, or something like that. So it's basically, the harder life is, the stronger, it's more skilled, wiser a person you're gonna become if you're able to get through it, which is true. It's good, and it's not necessarily always the most reassuring or like nicest thing to hear when you're going through the moments, because you're just kind of like, you want a little bit of reprieve, and it's like, oh, it'd be nice, it's nice to know there's gonna be rewards on the other side, but for now I'd like to just kind of get through this. And you're not really helping with those words, but anyways, it's a nice thought. But yeah, this is, it's still a good idea, and it's I think everybody should try to practice some level of foresight and the what's the word, when you put off something, yeah, just putting off reaping all rewards right now, having nothing but pleasure in the present, and putting things off and knowing that you're building towards something in the future that you'll reap later on. That's just a good sentiment for everybody to always have in the back of their head. Oh, that's right, I just remembered, that's the other idea that I wanted, that this quote initially made me remember, is the I've written about the difference in sort of it's like a baseline general philosophy and worldview that's the difference between particular Americans, Western culture Americans, and Eastern Europeans, Russian people. Russians have a I wrote about their Dvoye, which is Russian for double faith, or double faith, which is the mixture of Russian Catholicism, Orthodox Christianity beliefs, along with their like really old school pagan beliefs and things of that sort. So a lot of Eastern Europeans, Russians have like they have a mixed worldview, a mixed religious belief of both pagan beliefs, where they believe in things like spirits, they believe in like nymphs, they believe in domovoys, which are like house dwelling spirits, or like house lord spirits. They believe in Upir, which are like vampires and stuff like that. Well, some of them, I think, is like, some people believe in lore, some people don't actually believe in it. I'm sure like New Age people think it's all BS, but anyways, the point being that they have a different set of philosophies as opposed to Western Christians, to where Western Christians kind of view the suffering of Christ as having been a price paid for them to avert and assuage their suffering in present day by casting aside their lives and trying to follow Christ in and of itself, whereas Eastern European Vade people have more of the pagan belief in the pagan beliefs of like carnal, Gnostic, worldly suffering being built into life itself, along with that Christian belief of carrying your cross, or so to speak. So this is just a really long-winded way of getting around to say that the main difference I was writing about is Americans have the a belief that suffering is to be avoided through avoidance, through hard work, through escapism, through hedonism through pleasure and things of that sort, whereas the Eastern European people feel like suffering is to be expected, is to be what's the word, embraced. It's to suffer is to bring yourself closer with what Christ was, because Christ went through that suffering for us. So the suffering brings one closer to the state that Christ was in when he suffered, which is closer to enlightenment, things of that sort. It's a really interesting thing. I have to link some people that have more, experienced, more well-read, well-researched points on that topic. But I always thought that was one of the most fascinating things, that it's about there's a difference in worldviews about whether or not people are supposed to go through difficulty. I think like a lot of Americans, especially nowadays, people have like the idea of like people being quote unquote snowflakes, that people haven't gone through that opposition until they get to a certain point in life to where the opposition is overwhelming, because they'd never gone through it, like a domesticated animal being thrown into the wild, being unable to actually fend for itself, to the point where it's like not even a viable creature anymore. And see, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, I'd have to go back and see what I was saying. I apologize. I think you guys get my point with what I was trying to say. It's just it's important for people to go through a certain amount of struggle to learn to rise to occasions, learn to rise to expectations, things of that sort. And depending on your worldview, where you're from, religious point of view, spiritual point of view, some people even consider suffering to be like the point of life. It's the state in which people become most prudent and most knowledgeable of what life is meant to be. But yeah, so I think that's all I got to say about that for today. I'm surprised I even got out that much. I got out 8 minutes worth of chatting. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I'm pretty tired. I powered through. I conquered the inner bitch. Joe Rogan will be proud of me, I guess, maybe for today. But anyways, I appreciate you guys ended up clicking on this. Find something else I did. Hopefully I got more energy in that one. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys later.